Hi everyone. Welcome to Stalwarts of Music with Aditya Veera, Season 3. I'm delighted to be doing a live podcast episode at the iconic Grace Park studio in Pune. Today's episode is going to be so very special to me. I'm hosting one of the most prolific guitar players the country has ever seen, Lal from Lal and the People. Hi Lal.
Hey
Welcome to the
dude,
show.
how's it going, man? Long time.
Well, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show finally.
Thanks, man. It's a privilege to be here, man. Because I've been following Stalwarts of Music for a long time now, and it's been so many episodes, and it's great to be here. And I feel special to be in the first, the live sort of episode. This is the first time you're actually shooting it and everything. So yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Well, it's an incredible honor. I must say that.
Honor and
I
honor.
recently
Thanks.
spoke to Walter Trout, and he was impressed with you, with
That's
your
really good,
guitar
man.
skills, and yeah, you gave the best tribute to him.
That's so cool, man. Because I've grown up listening to Walter Trout, and back in the days, I wouldn't have even imagined that I would be actually playing his music in the first place, and then him having good things to say about this is pretty cool. Thanks, man.
Well, he's also promised one thing, that the next time he comes down to India, you will be jamming with him on stage. Are you excited for that?
Damn, dude, that's crazy. I mean, that's great, man.
Well, I'm so happy the podcast has opened doors for like a live collaboration.
It has, huh?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. All thanks to you.
Well, I have a very interesting agenda for today.
Oh,
Shall we
that,
get
huh?
started?
For sure, man. Let's do it.
Alrighty. So, what was your earliest musical memory? I'm sure there was a lot of nurturing in terms of pushing you to the musical side of things.
So it's pretty cool, man. Cause my dad, I actually got it from my dad, because he used to listen to all kinds of music. I mean, back in the days, Hindi film music from the 1950s and all,
Lovely.
and general pop music and stuff. And yeah, he had a pretty good pitch sense. He didn't know. I mean, unknowing,
Okay.
he was not he was. It wasn't known to him as such about his rhythmic abilities and understanding the pitch identification and everything.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. So I used to notice that.
Mm.
And then as I was growing up, of course, music was there, and I could listen to music all day, man, as a kid. So and soon I started understanding that, oh, this is pretty cool, man. Because I was also able to do what he was doing,
Right.
but I was more conscious about it.
Mm.
So I kind of nurtured myself and got local guitar classes and all that stuff. But everything was also it all also comes to this, man. The fact that I didn't have a lot of resources.
Yeah.
So you had to be multi-instrumentalist. You had to be able to record your own music. I mean, this is of course way later on. But yeah, it was pretty cool because back then you would crib about it. There's nobody to jam with around in, all the way in Bhopal.
Mm.
And yeah. So I taught myself how to play the keys. I taught myself how to understand and compose drums and play the electric bass. Guitar I was already playing. So all that actually came from my dad, honestly, because
Okay.
yeah, and just the understanding of just to be able to dissect a piece of music, understand what the layers are, how the piece of music is layered. Any artist that you listen to, any of your favorite bands, any song. So that actually started there, man. It was like an obsession, man. I was
Uh-huh.
yeah, back in the days, how am I not able to figure out something? Let me just sit and try to get it done. And it just the time period got shorter and shorter with me able to transcribe music, and then slowly I started composing my own music, and yeah, and
How old were you,
Sounds-
if I may ask, when you heard the first song?
for song and all, I'm sure, man. My mom sang to me and all that stuff, but I remember some rock music being played on MTV when I was 6,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty cool. Bon Jovi, Aerosmith, those guys.
Okay.
I'm thankful that I I liked it. So and it spoke to me, rock music, by itself. So I was 6, I guess, and yeah, I heard all these bands and Pink Floyd and all those guys. Pink Floyd I couldn't understand
Okay.
back then, but yeah.
Interesting, coming from a city like Bhopal, being exposed to this early musical sensibility,
I'm still
and your
surprised, dude.
dad played a pivotal role
I
in
know, eh?
encouraging you and nurturing you.
Yeah, man.
And I'm sure there's a musical gem popped out of Bhopal, and he's played some iconic stages like the Mahindra Blues. You've you've been featured on MTV Indies,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and a lot of great occasions if you were to look at it. And you in fact released an EP in the year 2016, Bad
Yeah,
Case
yeah,
of
yeah.
Blues,
Yeah, yeah.
which is in par with a lot of prominent musicians in the world, right? To have those sensibilities, to have that kind of direction
Mhm.
back in the day. And but sometimes you might feel that you're lesser known in the larger musical community, right? You might be prolific within the blues community or within the circle of musicians.
So they say.
Do you feel that there's that void that needs to be fulfilled?
I mean, see, I'd be honest with you. I agree with what you're saying. And up to a large extent, my inability to handle social media and all this stuff
Okay.
has, of course, not. It has worked against me.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say against, but not with me,
Okay.
because I'm not exactly a social media person per se. But of course, in this day and age, you can't do much without having a presence on social media. But yeah, to answer your question, like it's already sort of a kind of music which is probably not as consumed by the bigger masses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing, man. Like, but I still have been grateful, man, because like when I actually released my first EP,
Yeah.
I literally just did it because my friends were like, "Dude, you have some cool music. Why don't you put it out?" Suddenly, I'm like getting mails from random places because I put it on Bandcamp.
Okay.
So Bandcamp is like, I mean, I don't know how it is now, but it used to be really cool back in the days. And I got a lot of cool mails, man, from people,
Mm.
and I was like, "Oh, really? Is this spam? Is it really happening?" Random
Yeah.
people from Europe and all, and everywhere else. So that was a cool thing, man. Like, and I was very happy, and my parents were happy as well. Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool, man. It's happening and
You
all.
did well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that way, that to answer your question, right? Because like organically somehow it reached people.
Mm.
I didn't do anything. I
Yeah.
Not that I knew how to do anything in
Right.
terms of marketing or whatever. I just put the music out and I'm like you know, just let it be. And like sooner it started like catching up with people and playing on radios in Australia and UK and Europe. And yeah, so it was interesting, man.
Well, just a keen observation. Do you find that you're a shy and reticent personality, which is sometimes at odds with the musical traditions today, where artists try to project themselves in the best possible way and be vocal about their work? How does it work for someone like you?
I mean, see, again, being reclusive and being aloof all this while, all my life, it has its own ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, the music that I'm writing
Yeah.
is, of course, there. It exists because of the kind of person I am.
Mm.
Most of the times, I don't like hanging out with a lot of people.
Mm.
It just have small circles and like so that sort of a thing. But regardless, yeah, to answer your question, it does, man, for sure. Like, cause you're not really out there to put yourself out there and like
Yeah.
be in people's faces on the phones
Mm.
with the stories and this and that.
Okay.
Right, but of course, like with the help of people that I met all through the years, it's been interesting because they've taught me a lot about how to actually, because music is there, but now how do you reach
Mm.
the kind of uh, you know people that you want to reach. It reaches the right ears, so
Yeah.
to speak. So yeah, that is one thing, man. Like, so definitely it affects, but I wouldn't say that I'm not grateful for whatever I've done till now, because I didn't set out to be a musician in the first place. I mean, I set out to be a musician, but not like I never thought I'll be able to put bread on my table doing music, coming from a small town and everything. So yeah, man, like it's pretty cool. Like I'm grateful for how things have shaped up, and yeah, man, better things to come
Of course. The best is yet to come.
for
Indeed.
sure, man.
Let's dive in straight to the music.
For sure, man.
If you had to explain to my listeners as to what is the tradition, what are the strands, what is the musical heritage, and what kind of music you play, How would you describe it to them at a mundane level?
So I started out listening to rock music, of course, and I learned my chops, you know,
Hmm.
as they say, from all the guys, man, Van Halen and all these guys,
Yeah.
and so I was already playing rock guitar, and then I suddenly, and of course, Gary Moore and all these guys were there, right? Because they were
Yeah.
still rock.
Yeah.
They were commercial rock guys, even though they played, all these guys. Even Van Halen, for that matter, he's a very bluesy player.
Sure.
So like unknowingly, I actually learned a lot of, the shapes at least. It didn't sound like blues; it still sounded, rock and all. But of course, like when you heard Albert King later on, I discovered Albert Collins
Mm.
and all these guys, Jimmy Vaughan, Stevie Ray Vaughan,
So
of course.
how do you discover all these people?
I mean,
back in
thankfully,
day?
the internet, man. Like you
Mm.
just like, I could just read, Wikipedia pages of all these,
Oh, sweet.
gentlemen, and
Sweet.
I was obsessed, man. So like, I was like just
Yeah.
studying their styles, even what, how, what kind of picks do they use, and the different right hand techniques, left hand techniques,
Mm.
and all stuff. I didn't have friends, so that's what I could do. So yeah, man. Like, so it's I would say that it's definitely like contemporary, rock music, but the sound, like the sound palette that I like to use
Mhm.
is very organic in
Okay.
terms of the kind of instruments that I use, the tones that I choose. So it's old school, man. Like it's very it's nothing fancy, to be honest. Like, 'cause nowadays so much technology has come, everything has come. People have been experimenting with this and that. We still play without click. I have to have an amp on the stage. I can't use a processor or any digital this of sorts. Nothing against it. I just like not grown up using it.
Yeah.
So even like a small amp, like I can always make it sound better than an analog. I mean, than a digital system.
Mhm.
And there's no backing tracks. We don't play with backing tracks at all. Right. It just doesn't suit
Why
the
is that? Do you have
sound.
something against
Not at all,
backing
man.
tracks?
Not at all. It's just that the songs that I've written, it has to be organic.
Okay.
So it's definitely like contemporary rock music, some popish elements as well. Because you have to write. See, if you don't have a hook in the song, it's not gonna even sound interesting to you.
Yeah, as
you
a
know,
listener.
10 years down the line as a listener, because
Yeah.
it has to be interesting for yourself as well, right?
Right.
So not even speaking about how I'm trying to cater to people or whatever it is. It's never the case. So I'm writing something which like I find interesting,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only way I'm gonna enjoy it. And if I don't enjoy it, nobody's gonna enjoy it. So that way, yeah, man. Like, so that's how I would actually describe my music.
What are these topic of interests that propel you to write music? Is it personal experiences, or you did mention something about a rebellion phase? Would you like to elaborate more on that?
Like a lot of my songs nowadays deal with the mundane existence that we all have,
Yeah.
and like how it is all so fragile,
Mm.
and how still like humans, I mean us, like have so much of like whatever ego or whatever you want to call it. And how it's we're destroying everything around and everything, man. Like, so it's pretty sad, but like being able to angrily shout about it while playing rock guitar is like just it tickles my bone, right? So writing about these things and being able to play this music is very it's gonna be relevant,
Okay.
because the situation in the world, again, as I said, geopolitically, and the all the oppression that happens around and everything is like is gonna be there, as sad as it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be relevant to still be angry about it, as in
Do
like,
you think you're making a difference
No,
by
not at
voicing
all.
your opinions?
I mean, I don't care, man. Like, it's the only way for me to stay sane, right? You can't really. It's not a just society.
Yeah.
So that way, yeah. It's like it's a selfish thing, right? I feel being an artist is actually selfish.
Mm.
As long as you're selfish as an artist, you'll have peace of mind.
Okay.
Selfish in the sense that you're doing this for yourself.
Yeah.
So I personally feel like just being able to put my thoughts across with this art form is a privilege. That, of course, like I consciously try to work on it,
Mhm.
and I'm still working on it. And yeah, man, like, so that sort of thematically, I kind of lean towards writing about all the things that like make us humans.
Lal, let's talk about Crying Shame. In terms of this song, I'm sure there are diverse influences you've tried to put together. But as an artist, you have a standard sound. There's a certain sound that defines you. So, how do you go about bringing in all these influences together and creating a masterpiece in terms of the song?
That all I don't know, man. I'm just like writing music that really, I find interesting for myself. And thematically, as I earlier told you what I write about. So, yeah, so Crying Shame per se, again, is, new ballad that I've written. It lyrically deals with how, how it's a crying shame that, there's no hope for better things to come as such, in a holistic view of things, in the world. So that is a, sort of a thing that I wanted to write about. And, as depressive as it sounds, it's just like one way, just a means of you being able to project your thoughts with your art form. Because there's no other way you can, really, there's how else do you vent out?
Yeah.
There are all, so that's another interesting, right? Like in terms of venting out as, we as humans, I think only art is the real way you can do it, right? Real way as in like in terms of it giving it, it giving something back to you, and you making things better for yourself by using art as in and as a form of expressing things that really matter to you, or really psychologically like really bug you.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like, so this is a song that I wrote.
Looks like you've surrendered to the bubble of music.
Thanks, man.
Let's get to the last part of our agenda, which is a very quick rapid fire with Lal. When I say rapid fire, it's not a UPSC exam.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a
Then I'm
conversation.
safe, bro. Yeah.
First question for you. What is that one song that always makes you cry?
Well, there's plenty of them, man. One song that I can think of is this tune by John Mayall and Gary Moore called If I Don't Get Home.
Wow, great choice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
On the contrary, do you have a favorite guilty pleasure song?
Well, there's plenty, man. I love listening to some Madonna songs, like, Like a Prayer is a great song, man.
Okay.
And Frozen. And yeah, there's plenty of them.
Incredible. If you had to put together an all-star blues rock band, hypothetically, and you get to bring in people from any era, dead or alive, who'd be a part of it?
Oh, you want to sit here the whole day, huh? Like,
Yeah.
looking at me think these questions.
Why not?
Wait, let me...
If it's going to take that much time.
Ian Pace on drums from Deep Purple.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny Winter would be cool, man, on guitars.
Okay.
Tommy Shannon from Double Trouble.
Yeah.
Probably Billy Preston on the keys.
Great choice.
And yeah, man, who else? There used to be this guy in a bad company called Paul Kossoff. He used to be really cool, man. Yeah. So yeah, that would be pretty cool, man.
Wouldn't you like to be a part of it?
Yeah, why not, dude?
What would you,
Yeah.
you'd be doing the shaker?
Yeah, why not? I'll play the triangle, like the thing, right? Or the tambourine.
Right. Nice. Great choice of instrument.
Yeah.
At a Lal and the People gig, what are the top 2 things that listeners would get to watch in terms of a live experience?
It's a, like, as a person who's actually, playing my own music, it's difficult for me to say. But what I get out of it is just the thrill of it, man. Like, as in, like, because thankfully there are a couple of people who have also like complimented on the way the songs have been, written in terms of the lyrics, right?
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool thing that people actually relate to that stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the music is there. It's like improvisational music with, like some arranged parts and everything. Of course, the songs are, cut to cut arranged. And of course, there's a lot of space for improvisation. And so it's like, it's always going to be different, man. So you come to a gig today and you come to a gig tomorrow, even though we might just play the same music. Because it's all original set, right? Like, as I said, like, there will be so many instances that will never be actually repeated again.
Hmm.
And considering the venue, considering the sound and the energy that we get from the people,
Yeah.
and like it's pretty cool, man. Like being able to do this, and like, so of course you can expect like a lot of like raw blues rock kind of a sound there, and organic, really organic, and something that like the same set you'll never hear it again,
Hmm.
because even though the songs are same, it's played quite differently.
Do they get to shake a leg?
For sure, man. Shake whatever you want.
Shake Everything You Got by Maceo
Mhm.
Parker.
All right.
Reminds me of that.
Nice.
One last question for today.
Mhm.
Down in the distant horizon, what would you like to be remembered as?
I mean, just a cool guy to hang out with, man. Like, just easy guy to be around. Somebody who made some music people connected to, and it's always a great feeling to be, able to remind myself the same. So yeah,
It was a great answer for a closure.
thanks.
Thank you so much, Lal. It's been
Thanks,
such an
bro.
incredible blessing,
Thanks,
honor,
man.
and a privilege having you on the show.
Thanks, man.
This interview will be additionally aired on Big FM Shillong and Aizol on the Sunday primetime radio show between 5 to 6 p.m. It'll also be out on my YouTube channel, Aditya Veera 1994, and it'll be streaming on all major audio platforms.
Nice,
But
bro.
before we wind up, I have a very special surprise for all my listeners today. We are going to hear Cryin Shame right here, right now at Grace Park Studios. Let's hear it.
Let's do it, man.
Starts with a painful ride. The day's just commenced. I'm raised a deprived.